I'm about to go to a car auction with no experience to see if I can flip a car for a profit. Now, this could either be the start of something or it could be a massive mistake. Now, I just want to preface before we get into this, I'm not a car dealer. I have no unit, no ramp, no mechanical experience. I don't really know what I'm doing, and I'm in no way an expert in this realm. So the idea of making this as almost like a little mini series is to see if it's possible for an idiot to go to an auction, buy a car, do some basic maintenance on it, put it on the market and try and make a small profit. Now, at the moment, the goal is not going to be to try and make even, you know, like £1,000 on this car. What I want to do is prove to myself that I can go to an auction, buy a car that's not shit, make sure that it's good for a new owner to enjoy the car and sell that car. As long as I don't lose money, I consider this a win. And if anything, it's a bit of tuition. So I'm going to take you guys on the entire journey. I'm not going to leave anything out. I'm going to show you every single mistake I make, which I invariably will. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get out of this dingy forest. We're going to jump on the computer, check out tomorrow's auction listings, make a short list of what there is, what looks good, and see if we walk away with a car. If we do, great. If we don't, there's always another auction. Let's get into it. Right, here we go. So I'm going to be using East Anglia Motor Auctions for the auction house that I'm going to go to tomorrow. Main reason, A, they don't require you to be like a motor trader. Like, you can just be a private buyer, just walk in there and buy a car, which obviously I'm not like a dealer or anything, so that's going to work perfectly for me. Cool. And the other reason is it is only a 20-minute drive from me in Norwich. It's down in Wyndham, so it's literally just down the A11. Right, let's just lay out the ground rules. Firstly, the budget. We probably don't want to go more than like £2,500, like all in. So that's the cars, the fees, insurance, tax, fuel, so on and so forth. Obviously, if we only spend like 1,500 quid, I'm fine with that. No cat cars. I don't want to sell any dodgy Birmingham crash damage cars, nothing like that. Anything that's like a non-runner. If it's got loads of warning lights, no service history, you know, just beaten up pieces of crap, basically. And the other rule, this one, you know, I have to test my self-restraint on this, but I don't want to try doing any like ego buying, like getting something, you know, like a 3-litre diesel BMW or something, because although unreal, like if there's any unexpected repairs, it's just gonna fuck me over, man. But we'll see on that one. Awesome, right, so this is the list of cars going through tomorrow's auction. There's quite... Right, now that is nice. Alright, so I literally just said I'm not going to do any ego buying, but this 520D Estate in white, M Sport. But yeah, what we'll be looking at, cap values, mileage, any notes. So this is our time and chain replaced, which is very good. So each of the listings, they have like a vehicle inspection report that we can view as a PDF. It's got all the details, how many services the vehicle's got, and, you know, photos and pass and fails of, well, all of this stuff. It also says time and chain has been replaced, which is very important, obviously, but it also says noisy engine bay. So on something like that, instantly, I'm going to discount this car. Like, this is going to be way out of my depth for a beginner flip. Right, so this, on the other hand, is like a much more sensible choice. So it's a 2016 Ford Fiesta. It has got the 1-litre EcoBoost, which is not the most reliable engine in the world, but it's got MOT until the 1st of January next year. It's only got 60,000 miles, and if we have a look at the PDF, okay, it does only have 2 service printouts, so if we want that, get another one that's got 3 services and 60,000 miles. It's not ideal. However, it does pass all the mechanical inspection, but yeah, like, this is a sort of thing that would probably be perfect, like low mileage, little hatchback, plenty of buyers, very, very liquid car. The only thing is, like, I think it would probably be quite popular with other dealers who will be there because it's a very clean, low mileage Fiesta. Like, that's going to sell like hotcakes. Definitely put it in the watch list though, 100%. Right, shit like this GL Mercedes. Cap could be within budget, but it's a non-runner. So again, this is the sort of shit we really want to be avoiding. We want to be going like boring, sensible, like not flashy, you know, just fly under the radar a little bit. Right, basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through every single one of these and I'm going to compile a short wish list of the ones that don't have like noisy engine bays, issues, engine management lights, blah, blah, blah. No MOTs, and then what we'll do is we'll whittle that down. I actually look at the MOT histories on those, try and whittle it down to maybe like 5 or 6 cars to actually have a look at on the day. Right, so I've whittled it down to 3, 6, 9 to 11 cars, so that's still quite a few. So I have gone through all of these ones individually just to make sure that there's no major issues with them, at least on paper, so it's worth at least having a look. But yeah, actually good start to be fair, because this Picanto cap clean is only like 300 quid because it's such an old car. It's only got 34,000 miles. And an MOT that expires in 3 days. Oh, fuck. I haven't done my due diligence, as it turns out. You can tell I'm not an expert at this. Right now, with that in mind, do I want to keep it in? I mean, it might mean that it goes like super cheap. If it goes for nothing, like it might just pass an MOT. It's also got no service history. Oh well, we might as well check the MOT anyway. Right, yeah, so the MOT is expiring in a couple of days. Oh, wow. Wow, holy shit, it's never had a single advisory. Holy shit, that's clean. Right, so its MOT is ending shortly. It has no service history, but its MOT history is impeccable. You know what, it might be one to keep in the maybe pile, and like if it goes for like 200 quid, might as well give it a go. If it goes for an MOT, service it, boom. The only one that is a little bit kind of stretching the rules is this Audi A1 that I've got. The reason for that is it's got a mileage discrepancy, which, you know, on the surface sounds quite dodgy, but I mean, it's not ideal, obviously, because the mileage has gone backwards magically. But it was done on the first MOT, it read 36,000 miles. So that was 11 years ago. And then it went down to 24. And then since then, it's been fine. My thinking behind this one is it's not ideal, obviously, but dealers are not going to want to buy that because as a dealer, you can't sell a car with a mileage discrepancy. It's exactly why Hammond's, which is a car dealership, it's somewhere in Norfolk, have sent this to auction and not retailed it. Because it's only got 59,000 miles, and it's an Audi A1, like it's a nice car. But they can't sell a car with a mileage discrepancy. Me, on the other hand, if it went fucking cheap, I can list it, make it look nice, and then just be honest in the description saying, you know, 11 years ago had a mileage discrepancy, hence a low price. Because it would be worth it if it went really cheap. But it would be a bit of a gamble because I don't know how cheap I should be making it. Right, so 2012 A1, previously written off no. Right, so cheapest is 3 grand. That is the absolute cheapest in the country. The one after that is 4 grand, and then after that they seem to be 4, 4.5. So I reckon there's one here for 4 grand with 90,000 miles, 80. I reckon maybe we could get 4,250, because if because of that it went for, say, cap below 2.5 grand, the fees on that would be, let's say, 280 plus that, so it's 336 on top of the 2.5. Might be like 2.8 plus a service. Maybe if we can try like refurbing the alloys, maybe like an extra 200 for issues, anything like that, and then maybe 50 quid for listing it on Auto Trader. Might be like 3.2 into the car if we can sell it for 4. You know, something like that could be worth it. That's why I've kept it in, even though it's got a mileage discrepancy. Oh, this 3 Series, man. Problem with this one is if I won it, I'd just be tempted to keep it for myself. It's like cheap daily. Like, it's so cool. It's got iDrive, it's automatic, M Sport. It's only got 90,000 miles. 10 service records. Like, oh, just cool. So what I can do now, I can download this as a PDF, and it's now got all of the listings that I'm interested in. Picture of the car, which is quite nice. It now also shows me the retail values of all of these, which is quite useful because it'll help me gauge, you know, pricing it up. Right, so what we're basically going to do, we're going to take a copy of this with us to the auction house tomorrow. So we're not wasting our time looking at shit that we've already looked at online and we know we want nothing to do with it. Right, so what we'll do, we'll fast forward to tomorrow morning. We'll actually have a look at some of these in person. Right, I'll see you tomorrow.
The next day.
Joshua,
Well, my G.
let's go.
Right, so I'm doing this bit in voiceover because I don't want to be that guy yapping to a phone and, you know, like in front of everyone else. But the first thing to do was go to the reception desk, register for a bidding number, and then pick up a catalogue of today's listings. And here are the cars. It's actually quite a surreal experience, like, walking in here, because you could just, like, leave with anything. But yeah, the first job was to visually inspect all the stuff that I added to a watch list yesterday. You can only get 2 keys out at a time, so if something's a no-go, I don't want to waste my time getting keys out for it. Of course, had to have a peep at the Jag. This A1 was probably top of the list. my thought process with it was, because it had a mileage discrepancy, I thought no one else who's a dealer would be interested in it because they couldn't retail it, so then I could swoop in. And to be fair, looking at it and starting it actually seemed like a really tidy example. It was a bit below the minimums on the coolant, but I didn't see anything overly concerning and definitely piqued my interest. Now, this Cooper S wasn't actually on the watch list. In fact, I don't recall actually seeing the listing. Maybe the photos hadn't been uploaded or something, but oh, look at it. What a cool colour combo. We did run into a small issue. I'm not sure if we were just being idiots, but we couldn't figure out for the life of us how to actually open the bonnet on this thing. It looked like maybe the release was snapped or something, I don't know. This chrome trim piece certainly was though. Anyway, it would be rude not to look at the X5 that they have here. It's got no kidney grills, even better. Yeah, just ignore me struggling to start the car while I'm holding my phone here. Yeah, rear fog light was out, but other than that, it's a lovely big motor to sit in. Way out of my league for a beginner flip though. And here she is, that 320D Touring that we saw online. Oh, just what a lovely looking machine. Honestly, coming to an auction is a dangerous game, bro. Really, really clean inside. The iDrive has the most recent software update and the car started on the button. However, when I went to check out under the bonnet, yeah, that doesn't sound good. My first thought was, you know, it might be like an auxiliary belt or something, but it didn't really help that the people next to me revving the nuts off of the Golf that they were looking at. Anyway, after checking out all the cars, we sat down, checked out the current market prices for similar cars. Then we had some food, locked in for the auction. I didn't film too much of this because, you know, obviously I didn't want to look like a complete tool. So, it's over. What happened? Let's just jump into a quick piece to camera to find out. Now, we did actually have the winning bid on one of the lots, and it was the red Mini Cooper S. Really nice looking car. I mean, obviously being red, the paint was a little bit faded, but it had two-tone interior with red as well, so it really complemented it. Had some mini looking sibbies on the front. It was just a nice bit of kit, I'm not gonna lie. But it was a provisional sale, so if you don't know what that means, like I basically didn't, it means that there's a reserve on the vehicle that the buyer has decided to put on there. Anyway, so after that, went back to reception, obviously gave them my lot number, and they told me that that Mini, the buyer had a £2,000 reserve on it. But yeah, like £2,000 is just way over where I wanted to be. As I say, that's £800 over my winning bid. No one bid more than me. And, you know, if I was going to try and sell that car for £2,500, after the fees, there would have been no money in it. So I was thinking if I want it for £1,200, £1,500 with fees, maybe spent like another £300-400 on it, you know, I might make £500-600. I was like, yeah, that would have been a good buy, but didn't happen, unfortunately. Or so I thought. After I filmed basically an outro explaining that I didn't win anything, I went inside, jumped on Facebook Marketplace, and would you believe it? That Cooper S that we checked out was on the front screen. So I sent them a message explaining that I was the winning bidder and I'd love to see if we could make a deal. Shortly after that, we were on the phone, and after a bit of back and forth, this is what happened.
What I was thinking is if you're going to save a bit of money on fees, I'll save a bit of money on fees. Like, for me to bought that car is going to cost me about like $1,400.
Right.
I was going to say, like, I'd be happy to just give you like, well, $1,450 for it, and then obviously you won't have any fees. It's a bit closer to where you're going to achieve as well.
No, excellent. Excellent.
Sorry, hello, it's Solan. I'm afraid it's too low. I got offers over very similar to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the region of 2,350, which is why I reduced the price in Facebook.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go like 17 plus, to be honest. If you want that sort of money, yeah, you're probably better off just leaving it on marketplace and just waiting for a buyer to come through.
Well, do you want to go look and have a bit of a go, or what? You know, I mean, you can do that and just, you know, so we're quite happy to have a word with you about a bit less than that, perhaps. But you know, if you want to come and have a look, you're welcome.
Is it worth me coming if I like stretch to 1,500 on the car?
Yeah, we could perhaps have a deal at that sort of level.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so I agreed to buy the car for £1,500, just £34 more than what the car would have cost me at the auction, including the fees. So after work the next day, we made the 30-minute drive to go pick up the Mini. Now, I didn't get any footage because, well, it was pitch black. Also, I wanted to respect the seller's privacy, but after we exchanged some pleasantries, I wired over the £1,500 and came back with this. First thing I'll say, I had so much fun driving this little Mini home. You don't think that 170 odd horsepower is a lot until it's crammed into something the size of a shoebox. It drove absolutely amazing. The steering was tight, it was happy in all the gears. Literally nothing of concern there. I really think I struck gold with this little thing. As I mentioned at the auction, the bodywork has some paint fade and some lack appeal too, to be fair. We're definitely not going to get it perfect, but I think a proper detail, machine polish and bit of headlight restoration will take 5 years off this car. It'll basically be ready to go. So in the next video, we'll document all the prep work that went into getting this Mini ready and getting it up for sale to see if we can turn this awesome little car into an awesome little earner. In the meantime, really hope you guys enjoyed joining me on my first little venture into buying cool little cars from auction, but I'll catch you in the next one. Other than that, peace out.